Good morning, y'all. Ooh, my hair's a mess. This is Kay, Beulah Homestead. I'm gonna have to go into the kitchen. I want to show y'all a couple things, but I'm so sorry. I know that this has been out of focus. I'm working on getting me a camera, woman. I just want to show y'all. This is the view from my living room, and I think that was one of the biggest selling points of this house. They got it for me. There's a lot that I love about this house. Its history, its potential. But I could have found another house that was, and I don't know, I'm gonna make y'all sick, I'm sorry. These ceilings up here, this is, I know that the people that own this house tried to redo it and make it modern for the time, but I got so many things I want to do. One of the things that I do want to do is take down these ceilings, and there are beams. I'll show y'all over here. And forgive my, yeah, it's a mess. Because we were working outside a lot, and because we just haven't really started on the house redo yet. But these beams right here, these beautiful beams right here, I want to expose them and put all this wiring up and expose the beams and have one of those beautiful old ceilings. So eventually that'll come. I decided that due to finances and due to just me, I do have a husband, I promise. He really can't be on camera for many reasons, but I do have a husband, and he is working and supporting this venture of ours. So, but that leaves me to do a lot of the work by myself with help from my daughter, and you can only do so much in a day, I've found. So this fireplace right here has to be, it's pretty, but it's fake, and I need something functional, so it's got to come down. But my husband says he feels like he lives in an antique shop. But I love old things. I love old things. Most of this stuff, this right here, this piece of furniture right here, I got in the garbage. Someone threw it out. They just threw it away. And I was horrified that somebody would throw that beautiful piece of furniture away. So I got it out of the garbage and cleaned it up and put it in my house. A lot of these other things, I got, this I got at an antique store. This beautiful clock I got at an antique store, and it was cheap. I shouldn't say cheap. It was not expensive. It was on a half price sale or something like that, but it was not expensive. I love a bargain. I love to get things that I can find, old things like this. This is one of the most wonderful. It's an old candle maker. You turn it upside down like this, and you pour the candle wax into, sorry y'all, the candle wax into the holes, and there's your top. You put the wick in, and voila, you got candles. I just thought that was just wonderful. One of my favorite books is Gone with the Wind. That's Scarlet, and of course there's Rhett doing his famous line. Such a handsome man. I always have said that Rhett ruined me for men that were not extremely strong and extremely strong. Anyway, a lot of these pictures I got from a wonderful father-in-law who passed on, Terry, and he too loved old things, and I kind of inherited his pictures. This is Jane, and Jane I found in a used bookstore, used antique store, and my son bought me Jane. I like to think of her as either Jane Austen or oh my gosh, what's my other famous Jane that I love? It's not gonna come to me, but I like to think of her as my just my old-fashioned Jane, sitting reading her book. That's just, I love books. I love books. I love books, and that's one of those things that I just treasure. I treasure Jane, This, of course, is Mount Vernon, where we visited not too long ago, a couple years ago, me and my husband and my daughter. And I got I have a cross stitch. A cross stitch is something I've loved doing in the past too. I have a cross stitch of Mount Vernon, but it is not framed yet. And I also got a cross stitch of the Hermitage where we also visited. I love old houses. I just love them. I love old houses. I love old houses. I love old things. And so that's a little bit about what I have going on here. Sorry about the clothes that aren't folded too. Oh, these are diaper cakes my daughter makes. If anybody's interested in a diaper cake, she makes these beautiful diaper cakes. So that's my bedroom for the moment. That's actually the living room, but it's my bedroom for the moment. And it will become a living room again when we get my daughter her mobile home. And there's a view from my bedroom, which is also wonderful. I love this place. I love this house. I love so much about this. I love it. That is a pellet stove, which I am not inclined to love because it gives me grief. And that's why it has the little heater on top of it. But my plan for the future is to get a wood cook stove and put there so that I can have an access to be able to cook things and keep warm if for whatever reason I have no power. Which I try really hard to stay away from most controversial things, but I honestly believe that we need to very much prepare. I think most people who watch this channel and who watch channels like this are of like mind, and we need to prepare for any eventuality. I do live in Ohio, and there can be tornadoes, so if there's a tornado that takes out power for a while, or ice storm that takes out power for a while, I need to have a way to be able to heat my home and cook for my family. And that is what I want to put here, an old cook stove. Like Off-Grid Living with Doug and Stacy, they have one of the most beautiful cook stoves. I love everything about them. I love their, I'm sorry y'all, I love their, I love the song. I love the way they live. I just think they're amazing. So, but eventually my hope when finances allow is to have an old wood cook stove here. This was the kitchen of the house, and it was torn down by the previous owner, and they built this, which is a living room space, but this was the old kitchen. You came through the door, and oh, I gotta mention this too. I asked my daughter asked me what I wanted for my birthday one day, and I said I want a cabin in the woods, baby. And she made me a cabin in the woods, and I just, yet another one of my treasures. That's one of my, those things are treasures to me. But you came through the door, there would have been probably a solid door here, and you came a few steps through the door, like I believe it's Mount Vernon that has this also. You came a few steps through the door, went out, and there was a kitchen right there, an outdoor kitchen right off the house, because there was a chance of fire and that, etc., etc. So this was the kitchen. So I think putting an old wood cook stove there is just in keeping with the house, and just I just think that's what needs to go there. So the lighting is poor here because of the beautiful view, but I did want to show you all these things too. This is a fabulous gift from my husband. It's a picture of the homestead. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's a picture of the homestead. It even has my little puppy there. My little puppy Gurr right there. And it says God's promise to a faithful mom, because it took a long time to get this place, and God is good and God is faithful, and I greatly appreciate a man who would do something like that for his wife and support me in this. Also, a friend of ours who has a machine, and I'm not really sure how she does it, but she does amazing things. She made the cup, and she made me this beautiful pail. Oh my gosh, it's just wonderful. It has Beulah acres on it, and I don't know what to put in it because it's so beautiful. I don't want to plant in it. I could plant in it, but I don't want I don't want to ruin it. So if y'all have suggestions for my beautiful pail that would keep its integrity and maybe be functional. And she made me this cup holder for my cup. Where's that here? Beulah acres, which is also wonderful. Has some cork on the bottom so that I can set the cup on. And she made me this candle. Oops, where's it at? And I know it's hard to see, but this also says Beulah acres. And I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that, Heather. Heather, these things are wonderful to me. They speak to me of what God has done. And I just greatly appreciate those things. Thank you so much. And I wanted to share those with y'all. Also, I have a wonderful son. I have 2 wonderful sons and 3 wonderful daughters, but I have a wonderful son who happens to be in the military, and he lives kind of far away right now. And he loves his mama, as all my children do, as all children should. And for Mother's Day, he bought me this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music box. And it sings God Bless America. And I just think that's so wonderful. He had it handmade. And I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting your camera in there. He had it handmade for me. And I just think it's just kudos to you, baby. And I can't say his name, but I love him, and I thank him so much for this music box. And like I said, I have 5 wonderful children who they are my heart. Always wanted to be a mama. I want to tell y'all, my sister who lives in the city, she bought 3 chickens, and she named them Ruth, Esther, and Naomi. And I just think that's wonderful. Congratulations to you, sister, for your chickens. She's jealous of my acres, and I'm jealous of her chickens, and not in a bad way, just in a loving, sisterly way. But so that's a little bit about the inside of my house and what the things I like and the things that are important to me.